illegal votes, to find the people that were behind all the fraud and hold them accountable.
And people think that this scenario doesn't happen every election. They do this every election.
Right.
They go back and they basically recount.
Right.
The reason why it's so verbal and out there today is because
the press,
the Communist News Network, the media, Fox News, all of them, they shout out anything because sadly our president is very verbal and very open with his country, with his peers. So if he's thinking fraud, he's going to put that out there.
He's been backed into a corner his whole term.
Yeah.
He has been literally attacked since the day he has been off. Could you imagine Obama being attacked like that since he was like...
He wouldn't know what to do.
Exactly. And Trump has done, in my personal opinion, a great job of handling it, getting the job done, even though he lacks, I think, personally, verbal skills and just...
I think he also lacks a political foundation.
He's a businessman. But at the same time...
Because when you think about it, and some of the things he says, you're like, dude, wow, you just said that.
Yeah. Nobody's perfect, in my personal opinion. Nobody's perfect. But I feel like he's trying to clean house, drain the swamp, or whatever his slogan is. And I feel like a lot of dirty people, Democrats and Republicans, just the corruption itself that's inside the government, he's trying to clean house. And all these people that have got dirt on their hands are going to go away. He's trying to clean house. And I feel like they are literally doing everything they can to keep him from winning again, because if he wins again, guess what? They're either getting arrested, or I think you're going to see a lot of people move to different countries or commit suicide. One of those three things, man. That's why they're doing everything to try to sway the vote one side, because if he gets reelected, they're done for.
Yep.
End of story. That's my personal opinion. People can think what they want, but that's my personal opinion, because if he gets reelected, all those people that have dirt on their hands, that have been in politics for all those years, that have been doing really bad things. You can think of child sex trade, like pornography, the free
sex trade,
all of that. You got to think about all these corruptions.
And I hate to say this,
he's getting rid of everybody, man, and that's why the people that have been in there for so long need to get out.
Look at the man running for president right now, who's been in office or in around office for 47 years. Look at what they just found out on him. Making money from countries that seek out to corrupt America.
Yeah.
Let that sink in for a minute.
Right.
And you want this man as your president, and him and his son have been secretly making money.
Can you imagine that was Trump's son going through this?
They'd go off.
Exactly.
That'd be it.
You
saw what happened with the taxes.
And that's where it comes from. That's why we're trying to tell everybody, think for yourself, man.
Think for yourself. Step back. Look at both sides. We are running out of time. But
no, you're good.
But we're okay right now. Step back, guys. Put aside political views, parties, and race. Just be you and look at both sides of the water.
That's right.
That's what I do in every scenario, politically, my personal life, in arguments or anything like that. I look at both sides of the pond because I grew up in a family where it was always one-sided.
Yeah.
You know, you either thought like this or you weren't part of that, or you got shunned for it.
Right.
I hated that. It caused a lot of family issues growing up.
Yeah.
That's what's going on right now. Is everyone is looking at their own side, believing what everyone else says. If we were both, I'm going to say, we were both liberal, just straight up Democrats, nothing. And if I told you, hey, Trump stuck his finger up a dog's butt, we'd go furious about that. But if they came up to me and said, hey, Biden sniffed your daughter, oh, that's sweet of him. He acknowledged my daughter. The great one acknowledged him. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And I only say Democrats because Y'all kind of make it easy.
You
make it kind of easy. But Republicans do it too. Major Republicans, I've seen them do it too, where they're like, oh, well, he didn't mean it like that. Mm-hmm. Nope, he did. And it was kind of outlandish. But I get it. Sometimes you have to be like that. But come on, man. But for some of y'all who say that this is the perfect example of media just fucking trashing this man. This is going back to whenever they kept on saying he will not denounce white supremacy. This isn't it. But
sorry about that.
I'm on
technical difficulties here.
Here we go.
You were asked point blank to denounce white supremacy. In the moment, you didn't. You asked some follow-up questions. Who specifically? A couple of days later, on a different show, you denounced white supremacy. My question to you is,
you've done this to me and everybody.
Why does it seem like
I denounce white supremacy? Okay,
you did 2 days later.
White supremacy for years, but you always do it. You always start off with a question. You didn't ask Joe Biden whether or not he denounces Antifa. I watched him on the same basic show with Lester Holt. And he was asking questions like Biden was a child.
Well, so this is a little bit of a dodge.
Are you listening? I denounce white supremacy.
Okay.
What's your next question?
Do you feel, it feels sometimes you're hesitant to do so, like you wait a
Here we go again.
Every time
always
trying
I'm sure they'll ask you
to make
white
another
question. I
excuse.
denounce white supremacy. Okay. And frankly, you want to know something? I denounce Antifa, and I denounce these people on the left that are burning down our cities that are run by Democrats who don't know what
while
they're doing.
Denouncing, let me ask you about QAnon.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
That's one example.
Yeah.
Stop pushing this man up to a corner to where he has to yell.
Yeah.
He's denounced white supremacy and everything else multiple times. But once again, if the media woman on TV says he doesn't, well, he must not. And that's what I've seen in the new, and that's what I was getting to earlier, like 15 minutes ago. But that's what I've seen in the new age of voters is if that woman on TV or that man on TV says one thing, well, it must be true, so I'm going to vote this way and not research it. And that sickens me because it goes back kind of to the parents. Like, you do realize that you're the foundation of that. If you teach your kids how to set their own foundation,
yes,
and think for themselves and everything else, like for whenever I have my kid one day, I'm not going to teach it that you have to think this way. No, don't think about what dad thinks. Think about what you think. If you think this is right, then you go your way.
I feel like as a young person voting or about to vote or whatever, it comes down to a lot of things, right? How where you grew up, how you raised your family, all of that. But at the end of the day, when you become an adult and you're able to think for yourself, do that. Mm-hmm. Don't sit here and listen to all this nonsense, crazy crap going on. Put 2 and 2 together, and it equals 4. Come on now, right?
Right.
So that's what it comes down to, really. I feel like a lot of our younger generation, they have been buried in their phones and iPads and
the TikTok.
Instagram. Whenever I grew up, I'm 31. Whenever I grew up, I was outside interacting with my friends in the neighborhood. We'd play tag until the street lights came on. If I wasn't home when the street lights came on, my dad would have whooped my butt. I'm telling you, like, that's just how it was.
Right.
But I got to socialize and interact and have fun. And I feel like a lot of kids nowadays, they're just in their house and on their phones, and they're distancing themselves. Even though, yeah, you got maybe 1 million friends on social media, but how many of them did you actually socialize with in person? That's what it comes down to. And not only that is, who are your friends?
And you're doing what the man wants you to do. Stay inside.
Who are your friends really? Are they good friends? Are they someone that's actually going to be there for you and give you good advice? Or are they just some crappy person that
playing Call of Duty, killing your ass?
You know what I mean? Like, for real though, like you got to be able to grow up and to think for yourself. And that I feel like we struggle with today. And that is creating our younger generation to do what they're doing and think how they think. And that's a problem. Something needs to change.
Yes.
Something needs to change. So
you need to start to change now.
Right now.
Before you get to that age where you are a parent.
Yeah.
And you're spreading the disease. You're letting that new generation just continue screwing up like the old one did.
So as far as hope for 2020.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's look on the brighter side.
We're in November and we're at fourth quarter 2020. So as far as hope for 2020 and 2021 coming up, like, is there hope? And for me, I would always say there's always hope. Always. I have so many experiences my own self. I'm sure a lot of people out here that are listening have had similar situations where you have also feel like your back's to a corner. You're going through depression, anxiety, hard times, whatever it is. But there's always hope. So the friends that you have that are your real friends, your family that are like is truly that knows you to your core, those people are the people you need to reach out to when you're having tough times. And not only that, in my personal opinion, and I'm going to say this, I don't know if you're allowed to say this or whatever, but
go ahead,
I'm a Christ follower, man. And I pray. I will hit my knees and I will pray because prayer is a powerful thing, man. And I'm telling you, I have been in so many situations where all I could do was pray. And it's sad that it takes most people to get to that point to actually hit their knees and pray. But I'm telling you, on a regular basis, if you follow God, which equals love, God is love, and God wants you to follow him. And I'm telling you right now, if you follow love and you try to mirror that and show love and treat people the way you want to be treated, that is the way. So I always have hope for 2020, 2021, whatever it is, today, tomorrow. I got hope because I know that I serve a God that is love. And if I can portray that, and no matter if you're who you're voting for, what your differences are, no matter what, you bleed red just like me. I don't care if you're white, black, Hispanic, whoever. If I need a blood transfusion because I'm dying, I don't care where I get it or who you know. I'm saying, if you save my life, no matter what race, whatever, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Yes. We're all human beings at the end of the day. So yes, I got hope for us and our future and our future kids coming up and becoming their own and thinking for themselves. I have hope for that, and that's how I'm going to end that on. What about you, man?
Well, I haven't really gotten back into that swing of things, but you've helped me. You've introduced me back into the church, and I appreciate that. But I do agree with everything that you stated. There's a lot of things that I think us as not only people, but as Americans, but not only as Americans, as a world united, we all got to be there for each other. And that's what's lacked in a lot of scenarios. Between the BLM movement, which, I get it. It's fucked up shit. But it got corrupted. It's not a movement anymore. It's a riot. Yeah. It's not a riot anymore. It's nearly became a war. Mm-hmm. And you saw it. Now it's presidencies. Something as simple as putting a vote is like signing a waiver to start a war. We got to get back to the way it was, where we're a people united. Right. And not just united under God. That is what is still in the Constitution. It's in God we trust. And I think that's where a lot of people have lost. They just turned away, and as soon as you turn away, that's whenever you're going to let something else in.
I'm telling you, God is love.
Yes, sir.
And if there is a God, there's a devil. So y'all got to be careful with that, man. Because
it gets kind of touchy when you get in that way.
Yeah, and we can get into that another time, man.
But anyways, it's been an hour, guys. 2020, guys, lighter side of it. We've had a lot of good in 2020, even though we've had bad. We're getting through it. We're coming through it strong. I think 2020, even though sometimes people think it's divided a lot of people, I think it's united a lot of people too. We just got to grow on that. We got to look past all our differences